Drinking buddies. We haven't done shelf versus allocated versus unicorn in a while. Let's go.
I'm your drinking buddy.
All right, drinking buddies. I had a random thought right before I hit record. Am I YouTube's undisputed king of blinds? Not that I'm the best at it. I'm not being cocky here and saying that I am the best at blinds or anything like that. I'm just saying, who puts out more blind whiskey tasting content than your drinking buddy? Because I think 3 to 4 a week of blind flights, blind samples, blind comparisons, these types of things. Who's doing more? Tell me in the comments if there's anybody doing more blind content than me. I don't think there is. I don't think there's anyone doing more than me. So I'm officially claiming the title, YouTube's undisputed king of whiskey blinds, until somebody can prove me wrong in the comments. Anyway, drinking buddies, that was really cocky, I think. But I don't mean it like I'm the best. I mean it like I do it the most. I post the most content. Anyway, we have here Sazerac. This is going to be a 90 proof shelf bottle in most areas. Next up, we have this Kosher Buffalo Trace Straight Rye, 94 proof, really difficult to come by allocated bottle. I've seen this twice on shelves, and both times I bought it. One of them I had to choose between this and some other great bottles. I picked this over an Elmer. I picked this over a couple, high-end bottles, E.H. Taylor single barrel. I love these. So that should tell you right there. And then here we have the E.H. Taylor Straight Rye, bottled and bond, 100 proof. Total unicorn in my area. This is the only one I've ever landed, and I've been doing this for 3+ years. I've been looking for this for that entire time. This is the first one I found. So just to tell you, that thing is hard to find. And it is a really unique bottle because it is Buffalo Trace's only 95.5 rye mash bill rye whiskey, unless this guy is. No one really knows if this guy is this mash bill or this mash bill. We just know this is a straight rye. So this mash bill over here is going to be around 51% rye, and the rest is corn and barley. This guy over here is no corn, 95% rye, 5% malted barley. So maybe we want to see if this one tastes more like this or more like this. This guy's more like candy and cherry and candy bar, and this one's a little bit more herbal and spicy. Anyway, drinking buddies, I say we dive right in. I just really feel like I found this one already. I don't like it when I get cocky because I'm so wrong. But this one's just giving me an herbal note that I don't normally get off of these two. And it's spicy, herbs and spices, and a little bit of a vanilla. Fantastic mouthfeel. Cherry, spicy, so a little bit of an herb thing. Little tannic, oaky, very oaky. That could be this guy, because this guy, I guess I should say that. This one, to give it a fighting chance, this is my barrel-aged version of Sazerac Rye. So I did drop a barrel spiral in this for 2 weeks. So it's much older than the 6-ish years that Sazerac Rye is, because those 2 weeks with that barrel spiral in there are going to get a lot of oak extraction, and so it'll taste much older than what it is in the bottle. So that could be this because of that extra oak. But we don't know how old this is. This could be pretty old. We have no idea. That is fantastic, though. Whatever that is like, that's like 9 out of 10 good. Like pushing 10 out of 10 good. I freaking love that pour. So I think that probably is this for that reason. Very interesting nose here. Completely different. This is far more like candy bar, like caramel and oak. Bourbon vanilla for sure. Oh yeah. I just really love Buffalo Trace ryes. That Thomas Handy right here is like my favorite rye of all time. So when you get E.H. Taylor, or sorry, when you get a Buffalo Trace ryes at cask strength, they blow me away. That's really good. I think that could be this guy. So yeah, I think that first one is this. I think that's this one. A lot of oak, a lot of cherry, a little bit of little bit of a bourbon vanilla and a caramel thing, but more on the nose than on the palate. Almost right, went in right in for a taste. Gotta nose it first, drinking buddy. These all three smell so different. This is very bright compared to the other two. Super bright, like citrusy now I'm getting. And then those herbs and spices are loaded on there. It is not your typical KFC though. No, not those kind of herbs and spices. This is dank. This one's like dank and a little bit of a Play-Doh thing on here. Not kidding, totally here. As well as bourbon vanilla and cherry. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so on this one, I'm getting a little bit more cherry than I did on the second one. This is like cherry candy and cherry, medicinal cherry as well. So you get like both types. Well, there's like 3 or 4 different types of cherry you can get on bourbon, but I'm getting like a medicinal cherry and I'm getting a like a candy cherry, like red vines. I definitely dig all three. So the good news is, if you can get Sazerac Rye in your area, buy it because it's a great bottle. Because none of these are standing out as being like dramatically, you have to try to hunt this or you have to try to hunt this. None of these are jumping out as being dramatically better than the other two. I think my favorite is the first one, but I'm gonna go back through them again just to double check. That Play-Doh note, not playing. There's Play-Doh on here on the nose. I gotta talk about Z-Biotics. So as you guys know, I drink a lot while on this channel. And sometimes even when I do half-ounce pours, I still end up feeling kind of awful the next day. That's where Z-Biotics comes in handy. Because drinking produces a chemical called acetaldehyde. Now that is what makes you feel terrible the next day. That byproduct develops in your gut and it just makes for a nasty day. But Z-Biotics uses a similar enzyme that your liver uses to help break that down. As a result, the acetaldehyde is broken down, setting you up for a better day of drinking. Now, I would also recommend you stay hydrated and you don't drink too much, and use my promo code in the description to get 10% off of your first order of Z-Biotics. All right, drinking buddies, we've gone through them again. I personally think this is pretty darn close when you consider price and availability in here. This is about 30 bucks. This is about 40 to 50. And this is about 50 to 80, depending upon your area. And then if you wanted to buy either of these on secondary, you're looking at a lot more than that. But I don't recommend the secondary market for that reason. Most whiskey is worth what the MSRP is recommended at. You know, if the master distiller is telling you this whiskey is worth $40 to $50, it's probably not worth $100, because if the master distiller thought this was a $100 bottle, they would charge you $100 for it. So something to keep in mind when you're paying secondary prices. But my favorite is glass 1, my second favorite is glass 3, and my third favorite is glass 2. But this is pretty darn close. There's not one of these that's standing out. I will buy all 3 of these again. In fact, every time I finish a bottle of Sazerac Rye, I buy another one. And this one I buy every time I see, and well, I've only seen this the one time. So anyway, drinking buddies, we are going with 1, 2, 3. Let's look at them and see if we're right. We'll go with our least favorite first, but like I said, there's no bad bottle here. So that was the kosher rye. I liked slightly less than my home-aged Saz. And maybe that's why I got that weird Play-Doh note off the nose, because this is home-aged. You know, sometimes you get a little bit of odd things coming through on a rapid aging process. And so that might be where I'm getting that weird note. I just love the cherry notes that I'm getting on the palate here. So that's why I'm giving it the nod. Well, what did we learn here today? The unicorn won. However, if you were to take a barrel aging spiral and drop it in a bottle of Sazerac Rye, you could make something maybe even a little bit better than kosher straight rye. Anyway, drinking buddies, I really hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Hit the like button before you head out, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.